about capabilities, building all your hopes and dreams. Talk about possibilities. It ain't rocket surgery, but maybe it is. Come on down, we're gonna sit around and get into your business. 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 Get into your business.
Welcome to the Small Business Miracles Podcast. I'm Jeff Randolph. This small business podcast is brought to you by EAG Advertising and Marketing. We're going to talk about marketing. We're also here to celebrate entrepreneurs. We have marketing news and advice that business owners can use to keep moving forward. Today, we are back in the studio talking to Jacquinta Nelson, the CEO and founder of Step Movement. But first, we've got another small business marketing tip to talk about. We've got another trade show tip to talk about today. Now, how do you choose a good booth location? Well, first, let's just assume that you've chosen the right show to begin with. You know, with your buyers as attendees, it may be a lot to assume. And you know what Alan Richson's character, Jack Reacher, would say. He'd say assumptions kill. But I'm going to assume you picked the right show. So, to maximize your impact, you want to choose a trade show booth location in a high traffic area, like intersections and corners, and you want to figure out what you're close to and what's popular, where you want to anchor yourself. So let's break down a few of these different things to consider. First, a high traffic area. We're looking for something along a main aisle in a place where lots of different paths lead in. You want to make sure it's a high traffic area. Corners and cross junctions, things like that. Places where there's going to be a good mix of all of the attendees. You don't want to be way off in the corner somewhere. Entrances are a pretty good place to look. Where are people coming in from, say, education sessions or from registration or from a lounge or something like that? Where are they coming in? A corner location may be a pretty good thing to look at as well. That gives you some visibility that is from two sides, not just the one side on the front. That can be a pretty memorable place to be as well. Near amenities. So think about cafes. Like there's usually some kind of a food area, several vendor booths of food on the show floor where people will definitely congregate at least one time during the day, usually coffee, usually lunchtime. Maybe a happy hour is there. But just think about where people are going to go. That could also be an education session on the show floor. Or you may find a new product showcase in your particular show, and you want to make sure that you're positioned somewhere near there because people will continue to go to those high traffic areas that are near an amenity. Even the restroom may be an okay place to be. You can also position yourself off of a different brand or competitor, somebody that is either the big player in the industry and everyone is going to go to that booth. You can be somewhere near that booth, knowing that they're going to draw in a lot of traffic. You may even decide to position yourself in some way near a competitor of yours so that they can hear from the competitor and then get your take not too far away. Think about the flow of traffic. And for this, you have to visualize a little bit. Pay attention to the way that people are expected to move through the show. Is there an island somewhere in the middle, a booth island? Is there an expected traffic flow for this show? And some of that you may need to use your imagination on. Obviously, the sooner you start choosing that location, the more likely you are to get your first choice of space. And don't be afraid to ask the sales rep if you're unfamiliar with the show. That sales rep is there to help you understand the where the hot spots are, where the best traffic locations are. And generally, they will steer you in the right direction because they don't want you to just buy this year. They want you to have success at that show and keep coming back to that show and be a much easier sale than next time because you've had so much success. Don't be afraid to ask them because they will tell you, hey, people usually come in from here. This is a very popular area. This is a great booth to be in. take their word for it, and then as you get experience at that show specifically, you'll know for the next time, hey, next time, let's try to be over there. Again, more to come on trade shows, but that wraps up this week's marketing tip.
Business.
All right, we are here in the featured interview section of the show, and I am with Jacquinta Nelson. She is CEO and founder of Step Movement. Hey, welcome to the program.
Hi, glad to be here.
Yeah, first, congratulations on being a superstar. That's a big deal. So, superstar this year from the Greater Kansas City Chamber of Commerce. Tell me about Step Movement and how it came to be. What is that origin story?
Sure. So, I have 15 years of experience building community and collegiate teams. It started in 2010, when I was asked by my godfather / youth pastor / band director to put together a team for a competition he was hosting at his at the church. And so we got together with some girls at our school and some girls at our church. And the first time they were all able to meet was the night of the show. We ended up winning the show, and that sparked my initial love for Step. I knew of it growing up and did a little dibble and dabbling, but that's when I sort of took it seriously. So that's the first Step team was Swag, Sisters Worshiping the Great God. And then I graduated from the school, and we kept it at our church, and then became Women of Warfare. And then when I graduated from Cristo Rey in 2012, I went to William Jewell College, where I majored in nonprofit leadership, minored in communication and entrepreneurship. And I started the Step team there, called the Cardinal Steppers. It lasted the whole 4 years that I was there, and then I didn't have a successor. And so upon graduation, I joined City Year Kansas City, its core year at the Uwe Marion Kaufman School. And outside of being with my partner teachers in 6th grade ELA, we had to put on clubs at the school. And so, of course, I put on a Step club.
Of course.
And I started with 8 6th graders, 6th grade girls. And by the end of that year, I had 35 kids on the team in general. And so the upcoming year, I was asked to develop a curriculum to teach the art of stepping and the history of stepping, and that birthed the next kind of concept of our organization. I taught 7th, 8th, and 10th graders, and I wanted to make a bigger impact, not just with those students at that particular school. And so June 2nd of 2018, I launched Step Movement. So STEP stands for Supporting Them Express Their Passions, where we believe in cultivating youth's passions for creativity, collaboration, and community through the art of stepping. Our vision is to bring the world of step to Kansas City through education and entertainment. So we do this in our 3 components. Currently, our community-based STEP team, we are the only community-based STEP team in Missouri. All of the teams are school-affiliated. Those girls have an opportunity for academic support, mentorship, and community service. We provide scholarships to our girls. And to our STEP scholarships, we give those to our students. And we have our curriculum that I started back in 2016 that integrates ELA, fine arts, physical education, and history. So they're not just stepping, they're learning the totality of stepping that originated in the 1400s before they even get to hit the floor. They also learn how to develop their own routines using ELA storytelling methods. I'm currently doing my thesis I'm a master's student as well.
Yeah,
so
because why wouldn't you? You've got plenty of time. Why wouldn't you also do that?
I'm currently doing my master's thesis on integrating stepping into ELA classrooms to increase comprehension for storytelling. And so then we have our coaching and consulting services. In the last 6 years, we have worked with over 10 schools. We have had over 888 students in our program. We surveyed 160 of them. 42 of them are currently college students. The rest are still in K through 12 schools. All they're employed. And so a part of our consulting services tied to our academic support services, we started a alumni ambassadors program where we have actually some of the original 6 coming back and helping us reach the other schools that we want to target, because I cannot do it alone. We have one ambassador that teaches virtually. She's a freshman at Howard University. She was our captain on the community team from 7th grade until her graduating senior year from Raytown High. And she automatically joined their step team at the school. And when we do our next venture this summer, she will be helping us with that. And so not only do I teach STEP, but I reverence the leaders before me. And so there's an organization called STEP Africa that started in 1994 through Brian C. Williams, based out of Washington, D.C. And they are, I would say, equivalent to Alvin Ailey. So they are the first and only professional dance company that spends their entire life doing productions and shows all around the world. And so last April, the girls were able to do a closed masterclass with them when they came for the Folly Theater's Terram Jewel series. And after that, they were able to go to their concert. That same night, they actually performed for Step Africa and was asked to come to their camp this summer. And so now we're raising $40,000 for our girls and our staff to go to Washington for a week, August 3rd through the 11th, where not only they will be able to go to the camp, but we will immerse them into the culture. They will be getting a tour of Howard from our alum. They will be going to the African American Museum. And anytime we take our girls out of the city, we always take them on college visits. Last year, we won a $25,000 grant, and we were able to take 42 students to St. Louis. They went to my current school, UMSL. They went to Harris Stowe, and they performed in a competition down there as well.
Can I just say, like, the thing it makes me ask is, do you sleep? Like, is there downtime? I don't even. How do you accomplish all of this? It's amazing story.
My goal is sleep when the work is done.
Sleep when you're done. Oh my gosh. I am a master's student through Teach for America, where I graduate in May, maintain the 4.0 this entire time. So there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Light at the end of the tunnel.
We're getting close.
I currently teach 9th and 12th grade English and entrepreneurship classes at De La Salle, where they are getting trained in the same kind of experience I just experienced with Porterhouse KC. So with Porterhouse KC, it was a 15-week program where we learned how to better our businesses, and it was 10 of us in the cohort 6. And last Wednesday, we had our pitch competition, and we won the first prize. Oh,
outstanding! Well, let me say this first. I love that you love a good acronym for all of the teams that you've ever had and you've ever been on. You've talked about some of the success you've had in terms of the competition, but you've also had a lot of success in just kind of the awareness and publicity realm, like magazine articles, news stories. Yeah. You've been featured and funded by some great local organizations, and there was a pitch competition you did well in. Brag a little bit about the non-dance side of the business for a second. Any of the news stories you've gotten, or any of the coverage, or the organizations that have supported you guys?
Sure. So I would say from inception, Kaufman in general has supported us when I taught at the school. Last year, when I won the $25,000 grant, it was through the Amplify Conference, which is a conference for educators of color. And that's when I was working at a previous school teaching ELA and the curriculum. And so that was our first major success. We've been featured in Bold Magazine, Connected Network. We've been featured as Coach of the Year for World of Step, which is the international platform of stepping. Mm-hmm. And I was on the Coaches Council with 15 coaches from around the world. We just won the Porterhouse last Wednesday. We have done a lot of major events in the city. Mm-hmm. So the STEP team does theme-tailored performances. So whatever your event is, we tailor our performance to it. Mm-hmm. So we were able to perform at the SCLC's mass celebration for Martin Luther King earlier this year. We performed for the Monarch's historic anniversary parade. We have been featured on Great Day KC earlier this year.
Our friends at Great Day KC.
Yes,
good
we were also featured for Fox 4's Black History segment of the month. I was nominated for Best Educator of the Year last year for Kansas City People's Choice Awards. That may be it.
That may be it. That may be it. And also, the entire interview, like you've been throwing out names and dates and acronyms and everything. Zero notes. You have all of this just locked in your brain. I stand here in awe doing this. Tell me, as you look forward, as you start to stare down the road, because I know you don't sleep until the work ends. So what is next for Step Movement? Where do you go from here? Do you ultimately expand everywhere in the country? Do you franchise? Do you where are you going?
Sure. So the first thing this year would be after we come back from Washington, because we will make it to Washington. The girls will be putting on a citywide clinic. Where we are building other steppers in the city, bringing back what we have learned. One event that we do annually is our HBCU experience, our college experience, where that's the place where we give our scholarships out. We have panels to discuss college readiness and career readiness. And we have live performances from the organizations in our network. So my overarching goal is to franchise the after-school program and the curriculum, only keeping the community-based team at 24. I used to compare myself to the other dance teams in the city. We are unique in being one of the only step teams that go outside of regular school performances. And so I have been blessed to know that I can make a bigger impact with a smaller amount. I rather have the quality than quantity when it comes to the community team. But my goal is to allow as many as my alums to come back and do this full time as they want, because I know and hear of the impact we have made in their lives, and I want to pursue that until it's time to end.
That's right, and it's not just STEP. It's incorporating the ELA.
Absolutely,
it's all of the history side of it.
All of the history.
Amazing stuff. Amazing program.
So our programs, the STEP team is officially STEP Movement. Our curriculum is STEP as a movement, and then our consulting services is STEP with the movement.
Gotcha. Well, I think we've learned a lot about the business. Jacquinta Nelson, are you ready for the lightning round? Let's take you into the lightning round. You have no way to know what kind of questions I'm going to ask here. We knew before we were going to talk about the business itself. Yeah. So let's get into it. Let's find out more. Who should we look at as an example of the best step team of all time?
Obviously us, but no. The best step team I would literally say is Step Africa. They have been doing it since 1994, and they have developed so many leaders. I also look to my mentor, Ramo, from New York, who's been in the field for over 20 years, who was the only other person who developed a curriculum, but hers is more of algorithms and mathematics. We are the only one that has a holistic approach. I would say locally-ish, in St. Louis, Gentlemen of Vision. They are an all-male step team. They have over 200 boys from elementary to collegiate, and they have over 20 national championships. So locally, I would say them. Outside of us, we are the best because being a community-based team, my girls come from all over where they are not at one school. And so we don't get the opportunity or are afforded the opportunity of having multiple practices a week. My girls literally come together on Saturday for 3 hours. Wow. So if they have a performance in a month, that's 4 practices to master.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
try to do that with a sports team, right? get soccer practice, one day a week and see how you do. When you start to develop a routine, I know that all of those other teams we just talked about are inspiration, but do you ever find inspiration from somewhere else? Since you do approach this holistically, are there other areas where you find inspiration for a routine? Just kind of thinking through what is that first step in your creative process when you're coming up with something new?
So first, if they are at an event or going to an event for a performance, we first find out what that event is. And then we come up with the structure. Each routine, this is the secret sauce. Each routine has an intro where there are a narrator initially telling the story. You have a step, you have basically the plot outline. So you have a beginning, a middle, and end. In between those segments, that is stepping, but we tell a story throughout the whole thing. So we think about the event, we think about the storyline, then the costumes, and then we have our girls do our recordings and act it out as well.
Man, and
so they have to be great and not just stepping, but acting as well.
So if I'm having a corporate event or something like that, this is something.
This is the go-to.
This is it. Man,
we are the one-stop shop. If you have any organization or any event that represents empowering the community, we are the entertainment for it.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned community development because I know that's important to you. As you think about like what is the goal for community development? What does it look like when you've won? What is that perfect future state of community development to you?
Sure, that we have developed young ladies that are in pursuit of their career or collegiate endeavors, and they come back and give back to the same place they gave to them. Not necessarily my team, but the community. I am a Kansas City native, and I will not leave until my city is changed for the better.
Man, that's strong stuff. So you've had a lot of victories. You've had whether that's in program or funding or competition. How do you celebrate a big win? Because we know it's not with sleep. You will sleep when the work is done. How do you take a minute and say, let's put a pin in this and let's take a moment?
That's hard because I'm always moving forward. But what I will say is that other people initiate the celebration. For instance, when we won the competition on Wednesday, there was a guest in the audience that gave us funding for us to take a celebratory dinner. And so in those moments, I'm like, yeah, I need to sit back and like reverence the things that we've been able to accomplish and not just always look forward, but reverence the moment.
We ask entrepreneurs this kind of question all the time, and it is kind of split between I sit down with a cigar and a glass of bourbon, and that's how I celebrate, or we go to dinner as a family. But I don't know, half the time probably it's, oh, yeah, no, somebody else points out that we need to celebrate and because I'm already on to the next thing and my brain works that way, and you're right on par. You're not way out of bounds on that one. But it's good that you recognize that, when that opportunity arises, you say, okay, yeah, it is time to say, all right, let's take a beat and go ahead and celebrate.
I definitely celebrate my girls, and oftentimes we get to celebrate myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that just the way?
Yeah.
Isn't that just the way? Thinking about the business itself, because you have done some amazing things with either the consulting and the curriculum, in addition to the competition side. What's the best business advice that you've received from someone?
Well, this literally happened this week.
Wow. Timely. Very timely.
Yeah, my major is nonprofit, so I'm more of a social server. And the advice I was given was not lowball myself. It wasn't until maybe 2023 did I start charging for our services. I was just trying to fill the need for the community. We have on the team 86% of our girls that live in we have 86% of them that live in low-income housing. We have 71% that have non-reliable transportation, or they live in food deserts. And so I, since the inception, have been picking up girls for every practice and performance. We fed them meals before and every practice and performance. And so I've never paid myself. All of my staff are voluntold, but we are all working for the cause. And now that we can dial back, I can say now I am looking forward to paying my staff and paying myself because the work is not easy.
It's work.
And so my best advice was now I need to start investing in myself too. And so I have a 5-year out of the classroom plan. I'm trying to make it 5 years, but the ringing notion that has been happening this year is that it would be shorter than that. But people just see all the current success. But this is 15 years of building this organization, and now we are seeing the fruits of our labor.
Man, that honestly, that's the end of the lightning round questions. But I'm still, I kind of sit back in awe, and I also don't want to like go all the way away before I catch that term voluntold. Yes, yes. Very common to hit the voluntold part of things. We're out of the lightning round. Jacquinta Nelson, you have survived. Tell people where they can find you if they want more information. If they want to, either sign up, if they want to get information about using you guys in a corporate event,
sure.
Or if they just want to come, catch a competition sometime. Where do they go?
They go to our website, stepmovement.com. If you want to donate to us for our trip to Washington, that is www.stepmovement.com/donate. If you want to book us, you can also see that on our website to see the totality of what we do. If you want us to come to your neighborhood and develop a team there, we are also willing to do that as well.
An unstoppable force in STEP. Jacquinta Nelson, CEO and founder of STEP Movement. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Business.
And that is our show. Thanks to our guest, Jacquinta Nelson of STEP Movement. And thank you for listening to the Small Business Miracles podcast. Remember to subscribe, leave us a 5-star rating and review. Drop us a line on the website at eagadv.com if you have any thoughts. Until then, we'll be out here helping entrepreneurs with another Small Business Miracle.
Talk about strategies, talk about capabilities, building all your hopes and dreams. Talk about possibilities, it ain't rocket surgery, but maybe it is. Come on down, we're gonna sit around